Hey guys, my name is Jonathan McNees. I am a knife maker and I've been making knives for almost 12 years now. What I'm about to do now is embark on a little journey with you guys, because to this point I've pretty much been making custom knives by hand, one at a time in my shop, just me. So I've recently decided that I wanted to scale things up. I want to go bigger and grow my business. So I thought I would take this opportunity to start at this point and document my process going forward. I wish I had done this at the beginning when I started making knives in the very first, but I didn't. So I'd like to start here and kind of make like a little journal of my process. I hope maybe you guys will follow along and enjoy it as well, but maybe it'll be interesting. So we're going to basically just document our week. Every week I'm going to try to put up a new YouTube video on Monday showing what we did the prior week, and we'll go from there. So where I stand right now is I still primarily make just custom knives by hand myself. I do have a couple of people helping me a little bit at this point. My son Luke comes in every morning and works for about 3 hours, mostly running the laser engraver, doing a few other little things that I need him to do. And I have another guy named Chase, who is an up-and-coming knife maker, that's coming over to the shop on every Friday and working all day and helping me with more of the knife stuff. So that's where we're at, and where we're going is as big as we can go. So I hope that you guys do find it interesting. I'm sure this is going to be pretty rough at first as I get used to this whole filming thing and remembering to take video clips and just kind of getting used to this part of the process. But it's something I really want to do, and if nothing else, it'll be interesting to me down the road to look back and see where we came from. So I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll get with it this week and just look for a new video every week. And if you enjoy, please subscribe and tell somebody about us so we can actually grow this thing and do it together. So thanks a lot, guys. Alright, so one of the main things I've been working on so far this morning is some fixed blades. I've got a pretty good sized project going on some little skeletonized drop point fixed blades. I've got a whole batch of them going to a dealer, and then I've got several more that I'm going to be keeping and selling myself. So I already had them rough ground when I got in this morning from Friday. So this morning I've been taking them up in the grits, refining the plunges. About to take them on up to, I think they're up to 80 grit now, and the plunges are refined. So now I'm going to take them on up to 120, up to about 220, and then we'll be ready to start the finish work on them. So by myself now. Luke's already come and gone, did his thing. So the rest of the day I'll be in here by myself and just getting it wide open. So what I'm experiencing right now is a little bit of growth pain. I'm working on a graphic design for the laser. We've been doing some titanium and aluminum Velcro back morale patches and things like that. Well, we've got a retailer that we do a lot of business with, and we really like, that is kind of needing a rush job on some stuff for a Black Friday sale. Normally I would have Luke work this up and do this part of it, and I could be back here working on folders, which is kind of the main thing I need to focus on as much as possible. But I don't have him full time. He's already come and gone for the day. So because this is a rush, I need to get it going. So I'm going to work on this and try to get it to where the graphics are ready and he can come in the morning and work on it and actually knock out the products. I actually may even go ahead and do a prototype run of a couple of them today myself. So it's just one of those things that with growing pains, when I get him or somebody on full time, I'll be able to hand this stuff off, and it won't be a big deal. It'll actually be a great thing. But for the time being, it's one of those things where I'm at that tipping point of needing an employee, but not quite ready to pull the trigger. So we'll see. It's all good though. We're glad to have the business, and we'll make it work. Well, pretty much finishing the day up. This is Monday. Spent a lot of time at the grinder today. As I mentioned earlier, I had to stop and do some graphic work, do a little work on the laser, prototyping some stuff to get ready for when Luke comes in the morning to hit the ground running, so we can get a rush job going. Spent a lot of day, like I said, grinding on some fixed blades, and then I've got a bunch of folders going too. This was some Dixons. I've got some other stuff over there. I'll be showing them over the next day or two here. I'm actually not done for the day, but I'm done in the shop for the day. I'm going to go up to the house now, and I've got some work to do on revamping my website. So we're going to go up and work on the website on the computer, where I can spend a little time with the family and do a little more work done at the same time. So that's it for today, and we'll see if anything exciting happens tomorrow. All right, so it's Tuesday morning. Back to the shop. It's around 5:30. Ready to get going here. This is pretty much my normal daily routine. I'm back here by about 5:30 or so every morning. This morning I'm going to jump back on some grinding on the folder blades, try to get that knocked out so I can move on those. Luke will be here in a couple of hours to get going on some the engraving projects I talked about yesterday, the rush job. We'll get that done and try to get it out the door. And got some orders for McNees still coming in, which is awesome. We're going to be doing some customizing on those, so should have a pretty busy day planned. We'll see how it goes, and hopefully we can avoid any pitfalls and have a smooth day. All right, well, it's about lunchtime. I'm getting ready to head up to the house, have a little bite to eat before I come back and hit it again. Just want to do a little update. I've got Luke's come and gone. We got the project that was the rush job. We got the samples done and out the door. They're in the mailbox now going out, so that worked out good. I've been grinding blades. I've got Dixon blades going. I've got sod busters, F-mucks. Those of you that are familiar with these models. So when I come back, I've got a couple more grits to hit on the blades there, and then I can move on to some other processes in the folder parts. We'll try to get into those and talk about some of them, some detail after a while. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything's going pretty good. We're moving along. So far, no big snags.
Doesn't take a whole lot.
All right, so what I'm doing now is just laying out some pocket clips to go on these folders. Pretty simple. I just take a pattern, draw it out. I'll take it over to the bandsaw. A couple of these are getting some fancier stuff. They're getting this Damascus from Alpha Knife Supply. Pretty cool stuff. It's titanium alloys forged together. It's pretty cool. Nice, some really cool colors and stuff. I like to use it. Sometimes I do full dress things where they're, say a full handle is out of the Damascus or a different fancy material. But personally, I prefer a knife that just has pops of color. So things like the clip, this one will have a clip and pivot collar that will be Damascus, and that's it. So the rest of it will be fairly plain. That'll give it a nice pop of color, just some nice accents. So I like that. Some of the full dress ones are pretty too, but my personal preference is to not go overboard and to just do pops of color and little accents. So that's always fun, trying to kind of figure out what's going to look good. Lets you kind of be a little artistic as far as figuring out colors and themes of what's going to go with the knife. So anyway, be heading over to the bandsaw, get these cut out, and start to get them shaped so we can keep moving along on these folders. I really want to try to get them. I doubt I'll get them completely finished this week. Not with the batch the size I'm working on. I'm working on 9. That's a lot. But I do want to have them really close. I want to have them where I can finish them by early next week, say Monday or Tuesday. So I got to really get with it here. So we'll go see what we can get done on the bandsaw and make a little more progress. Well, that's going to wrap me up for today in the shop. It's about 7 o'clock here, so I'm going to head up to the house, have a little dinner, and I got some admin stuff to work on the website that we're working on trying to launch at the first of next month, and a few other things, maybe a little design work. One challenge that I'm having during the day is, so I used to really just keep my head down, work on knives all day long, try to kind of ignore everything else. So lately I've tried to really make a switch to being a lot better about communicating and staying in touch, everything, especially on social media, which is where most of my interactions take place. Any of you guys that have been following me on social media have probably noticed that I'm being a lot more active on there, not only posting and stuff, but responding to people and sending messages and that kind of thing. So I believe that that's extremely important, and that's something that I've really been trying to improve on. The balance I'm having to try to find is concentrating on the long-term benefit that's going to give me versus the short-term benefit of getting more knives done, because obviously it takes a little more time out of my day to do things like stopping and filming myself. Even with this series that I'm filming here, it takes a lot of time and a lot of thought put into remembering to get footage and remembering to get pictures to post on Instagram and things like that, and then the interactions and trying to be quick to respond to questions and comments. So I love doing all that stuff, but it definitely takes some time away from the actual hands-on work. So I know in the long run it's going to pay off by helping to build my brand and really get more interactive with my customers and build a stronger customer base. So it's just a mind game I'm having to play with myself now and get used to the transition of doing more of that and slowing down my workflow a little bit on the actual building things. But I'll get it all balanced out. It's all good. It's definitely worth it in the long run. So going to go work on some stuff at the house. We'll hit it again first thing in the morning and see how it goes. Today was a good day. Nothing super exciting, but a good day. We got that project wrapped up, or we got the prototype sent out for the laser stuff that we did this morning. Everything went pretty smooth on the folders so far. None of them have had a catastrophic failure, so everything's rolling pretty good. So we'll hope tomorrow's another good day. It's Wednesday morning in the shop, and we're ready to hit things wide open. Luke will be coming in shortly, and we'll get him going on some I've got some titanium micro patches that we've been making. He's going to be working on those on the laser, and I will be working on, this morning I'll probably be working strictly on folders. I want to try to get this batch of folders as far along as I can this week. Like I said yesterday, I'm going to see if I can get them mostly knocked out. So anyway, got that going, and probably do some more stuff as the day goes on. Who knows what'll happen as far as things popping up as the day goes on. But so far we got a pretty straightforward day lined up, and we'll see how it goes. Milling out some pocket clips here. Got them clamped up on the mill, ready to go. I'm making what I call a hybrid style clip. It's a cross between a milled clip and a spring clip. So after I get this milled out, I'll pull it off and show you so you can kind of see what I'm talking about and about the benefits of it. So. So this is how the clips come out that I was talking about, kind of a hybrid clip. So I just milled everything straight off. With a regular milled clip, you basically mill in here, leave a spot here so that it would make the little hook to catch on your pants, and then swoop it up right there to clear the edge of the pocket. So I like to mill them all the way flat from this point, which leaves you plenty of room underneath here, thickness for the milled clip for your pants pockets. It gives you a lot of thickness there, so it lets it seat all the way down in there, and then it'll get bent here down, and back here it'll get bent up, so you get all the springiness of a spring clip, or just a flat spring clip, but you get the clearance from a milled clip, and it gives it that little classy look. And of course it'll get this top part of the clip will get kind of ground down and shaped too to make it look good and blend with the knife. So that's the way I like to do them, and they seem to function the best of any of them that I've tried so far. So
woo! It's almost lunchtime. My favorite part of the day. So far I've had a good morning though. I've got the clips pretty much knocked out. I got to do a little bit more shaping on them and bend them, but they're virtually done. I say that, I actually probably got still several minutes, maybe even an hour left to do on them, but I always tend to kind of underestimate the amount of work left. So I got more clip work to do. I'm going to get those knocked out, so that'll be off the list. And then got a couple of little things to do on them, and I can start kind of fitting them up and making sure everything's working good for the final little test fit. And then I think I'm ready to start doing some finish work after that. So got a couple little things left to do between here and there. Overall, it's going pretty good. It's been a good morning. Been trying to stay back and forth between working on the folders and being visible on Instagram, trying to stay in touch with everybody. I'm getting better at balancing it, but I still need some work at balancing out my actual hands-on time and my online time. So I very highly regard my time with my customers. Like that's super important. So I'm really trying to stay responsive and stay on top of that. So if that makes me a little slower, then I feel like that's price I have to pay for the big picture long run. So we'll go get a little lunch shortly and then get back after it and see how much more we can get done. Well, that wraps up Wednesday. Halfway through the week, over halfway, I guess at this point, the end of the day on Wednesday. So everything actually went pretty good today. I got a little more done on the folders than I really expected to. Everything went pretty smooth, so that always helps. I got a lot of stuff done. Got the jimping done on the blades of almost all of them. I've got a couple left to do in the morning. I got the last two to do in the morning. But overall, pretty good. We got a good bit going on the laser. I got another order for some more stuff on the laser, which is always good. So all in all, pretty good day. We're gonna see what we can get done tomorrow. And the only bad news really so far that I've gotten this week is that I'm not sure that my Chase, the guy that helps me on Friday, is not sure if he's gonna be able to come this week. So that'll diminish my workload that I was planning on getting done this week some, but that's okay. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. We'll buckle down and get done what we can. So we'll go actually work on some more stuff at the house, some of the admin type stuff. But for the shop tonight, we're about to shut it down. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right, it's Thursday morning. Everything's starting off pretty good so far. Everything's clicking. I'm back here in the shop by myself for now. That's the laser software, even though the screen won't really let you see it right now. So laser software, been running the laser, cutting some jimping on these folder blades, just about to cut the last one now. So then I can move on to some of the finishing steps on those. Luke will be here in a little while. We got another order yesterday for some of our micro patches that he can be working on this morning, getting that filled. Got some other things going on during the day today on some fixed blades and things that we'll probably get to, hopefully. So we'll just see what the day brings, and so far so good. Go. What you working on this morning, Luke?
Just getting out of an engraving for a customer on a custom McBee. It's a little bit roughshod when it first comes up the laser, but give it a little spit shine here and there. And there's the finished product.
Cool.
Pretty easy, pretty simple to do. We do them for a lot of these,
Well, it's getting close to lunchtime again. Today's going pretty good so far. I'm currently working on these folders. I'm putting them together, fitting them up, doing little tweaks on things that need to be fine-tuned, getting everything actually, making sure everything completely works, functions, fits together. And then after that point, it's pretty much just aesthetic stuff. I've got to go through. Several of the blades have hamons. I've still got to go through and polish all those, which will be pretty time intensive. I've got a few little things to do. I'm going to do some engraving on some of them to dress up some of the pivots and things like that. So I've got some detail stuff to do. Then it's on to blasting and tumbling and anodizing and those sorts of things. So they're coming along. Everything's clicking along pretty good. Go eat some lunch shortly and come back, and I try to get the rest of these all do the final fitting and everything, and then I'll be ready to move on to those other steps like I was just talking about. But so far no major problems, so I'm liking it. Still working my way through the final fitting on these folders. I've got the couple of big ones here left to get done, and then that'll pretty much be it as far as all the fitting up. Everything should be ready to go, and I can start on the finishing process, polishing out the hamons, blasting, tumbling, all that fun stuff. So I'm getting there. This part almost always takes longer than I want it to. I end up running into little issues or whatever, just all the little details, everything from trimming screws down to the right length to get them to fit nice and flush, and just so many little details that go into it at this stage that I always underestimate how long it's going to take, but we're getting there. So that's the important thing. They all come out good, so we'll get there. All right, that's going to wrap Thursday up. Going to go up to the house, maybe do a little bit of work on editing on the site, some more stuff, getting ready for our big launch in a week and a half or so. We're aiming for. We got some more titanium, some nice thin titanium in for Luke to work on a batch of micro patches in the morning that we got an order for. Chase is going to be coming in, helping me on some fixed blades and some other stuff, I'm sure. I got the folders not wrapped up, but I got the fitting, the actions and all pretty much wrapped up. Start working on the finish work on those tomorrow. Maybe do a little bit of engraving on them and start blasting, anodizing, hand rubbing blades. Woo! That's going to be fun. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up, and we're going to hit tomorrow hard and finish the week out strong on Friday. Woo! Love them Fridays. See y'all tomorrow. It's Friday. This is awesome. This is my favorite day of the week. Probably not because why you think though. Not because it's a weekend I get to take off. No, I actually enjoy work and I love what I do. So taking time off from the shop's not totally a good thing for me. It's great that I get to spend some extra time with the family and things like that. But the main reason this is a great day for me is because I have kind of my whole crew will be here. Luke will be here in a little bit. Chase will be here in a little bit, and we got a lot of work, plenty of work for us all to do today, which is great. That's something that you just can't take for granted that you got plenty of work for everybody to do. As a matter of fact, that was one of the things that really made me nervous to start with was am I going to have enough work to do to actually ask somebody to come and work X number of hours and so on. So what I found is when I just take the plunge and get the person to come, that so far that has led to more work. So in other words, as I'm increasing my capacity to do product development and do different things, then that's leading to more orders for things. It's leading to more products that we can produce, and so it's kind of creating the work. So it's kind of a which came first, chicken or the egg kind of thing. So in this case, I definitely think that having help is going to a certain extent come first before the work. You gotta have some work, but it definitely leads to having more work to do when you got the help to be able to expand and explore on some of the other ideas that you have and all this sort of thing. So that's something I'm going to need to remember going forward, especially when it comes time to try to pull the trigger and get somebody coming on full time. So that's hopefully a lesson that I've already learned and I can keep in mind moving forward. So we're going to see how today goes. I think it's going to be awesome, and we'll let you guys take a peek as we go along. Lunchtime. Oh my God, did you just see that? You didn't just see that.
Nope.
I just dropped this knife and caught it on my feet before it hit the floor. Here, hold this for me. I'm just kidding. Don't ever, never say yes to that. That'll do. I like it. What happened?
Belt snapped.
We had a little bit of a belt explosion. Oh well, it happens. No, it wasn't brand new. It was already used and a pretty cheap one on top of that, so it's all good. Well, that's wrapping up my first week of filming. It's been good. been a real challenge trying to remember to film everything, trying to figure out what to film, and now I got to go piece it together and try to edit it, which I'm totally new at. So I hope this turns out okay. Hope you guys like it. Like I said at the beginning, bear with me because I think it'll get better. I know it'll get better. With practice, I'll get better at the video editing and everything. And you guys, please give me feedback so that I know what you want to see more of, less of, that kind of thing. Please, that'll help me get this going so I can crunch my learning curve down a little bit and get better faster for you guys. Please subscribe, leave comments. I really appreciate it, and I will be back next week hard at it, and we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot for watching, guys.